epidemic. That's how Myrtle Beach police refer to the heroin problem killing people in Horry County, killing a lot of people. In this News 13 special report, News 13's Taylor Herlong went undercover with officers to see where they're finding the heroin. Taylor?
Myrtle Beach police call heroin the drug that does not discriminate. Right now, they're seeing people in their teens to late 60s overdosing, and it's likely in your neighborhood. It's a drug that completely takes over.
A mother was selling her 11-year-old daughter to her drug dealer for sex for heroin. Mind,
body, and now our community.
It's like a complete reverse. Everybody knows people that are selling heroin or fentanyl, for example.
This undercover officer has been in the business for more than 11 years, and he says he's never seen it on the streets like this.
There's drug deals that go on at the mall parking lot, Walmart parking lot, different store parking lots.
It's a drug plaguing the entire county, and I wanted to see where it's coming from.
It happens down here. It's not as prevalent, but it does happen.
Driving down Ocean Boulevard, the undercover told me it's the tourists that dealers target there.
They'll go out, maybe walking the boulevard, and sometimes they'll be aggressive, asking people if they need anything, if they need, they need some weed, for example, or need some powder, for example.
Just a few blocks away, in low-income neighborhoods off Mr. Joe White Avenue, dealers use drugs like heroin and fentanyl as a major form of income.
A lot of people in these neighborhoods aren't bad people. This is what they know, or they enjoy living here. It's where they grew up.
But one of this officer's more surprising locations across town, in the upper class divisions like the Grand Dunes, where they've seen at least one heroin overdose.
And this just goes to show you that it's across all social classes. You can go from the poor, low-income society neighborhoods to the upper-income, upper-class society.
He says he believes they're trafficking the drugs from Mexico and South America, but the origin of this epidemic is right here in the U.S. According to the CDC, 75% of all first-time heroin users report abusing prescription opioids before starting heroin. And officers believe it was the overprescribing of those opioids that's putting cheaper, easier-to-buy drugs like heroin and fentanyl on our streets.
If somebody goes and buys heroin, they're probably going to use it within the next 5 to 15 minutes tops because they need that fix. Their body becomes dependent on it so much they'll become like violently ill.
To give you the breakdown, in Myrtle Beach, these officers are seeing 3 different drugs. They're similar, but it's the difference in their strengths that's causing problems. There's heroin, which is stronger than morphine, fentanyl, a prescription opioid that's stronger than heroin, and the most powerful of the 3, Wbtw, a synthetic opioid made to treat pain, but wasn't picked up by pharmaceutical companies.
They think they're buying heroin. Maybe the dealer, for example, thinks he's selling heroin, but in reality it's fentanyl, or maybe it's this W18, which is more potent.
But if you don't know which one you're using or how potent the drug is, it's easy to take too much. That's why EMS crews are getting multiple calls per day, and according to Horry County Coroner Robert Edge, seeing 4 to 5 deaths per week in Horry County for heroin overdoses.
Heroin doesn't discriminate. It's across all spectrums, all social classes, white, black, Asian, male, female, poor, rich. It doesn't discriminate.
Right now, nearly 1 person dies every single day here in Horry County because of heroin. And that's why Myrtle Beach Police, the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, the Solicitor's Office, and the Coroner's Office, they're all working together to save those lives and to get this drug off our streets. Reporting for News 13, I'm Taylor Herlong.
Tonight, News 13 gave you an undercover look at the heroin epidemic in Horry County. Tonight, in a News 13 special report, News 13's Taylor Herlong takes a closer look at the impact heroin has on families.
Yesterday, I told you, on average, about 1 person per day dies in Horry County because of heroin. Today, I sat down with the mother of a recovering addict who says that's a reality she fears every single day.
The bottom line is they are somebody's child.
Imagine going to sleep every night for 2 years, wondering if your child would make it through the night.
It's just like it's all a big nightmare.
For Janice Collier, that's the nightmare that describes the last few years of her life.
I don't even know what I would do. I don't want to think about it. I don't.
Her son became addicted to heroin 4 years ago, and after that, the drug consumed his life.
First thing in the morning when he wakes up, he's wondering, how am I going to get money to get my fix?
She says it got to the point where he would sell everything he had and take money from those he loved just to buy the drug.
It's sad when you are actually a mom and you are okay that your child is in jail because you know they're going to live through the night.
It's a drug that tore them apart. That is, until he decided to seek help.
My son knew because he saw it in my eyes that I was so serious that when I got to my breaking point, I meant it. And I was done. I was done. I was so done with him using heroin anymore. And it was either you get out and I'm done with you, or you go to treatment. And he chose treatment, and I thank God every day for that. Hey, baby.
Now the two are stronger than ever.
I love you.
Her son's been clean for 18 months.
I just pray every day that he keeps working his program and stays clean.
It's been an emotional journey for the two of them. One Collier says she couldn't have made without organizations like the Addict's Mom.
All the people that are struggling with their child because their child just got thrown in jail or their child just robbed them, took their TV, whatever. When they see that hope from another mom, we need hope. Like my friends that are helping me with this, they need hope. They need to know that they do get better, and that's why TAM is so big.
It's an outreach group with more than 75,000 members, all mothers giving advice and support on the road to recovery.
They have to live one day at a time in sobriety. We have to live one day at a time in our sickness, because we end up just as sick as they do.
Collier says she's using her experience as a mother of an addict to now help others. This Saturday, she's organizing a candlelight vigil for mothers who are fighting addiction. If you'd like to attend, look for that info on my story on Wbtw.com.
That allowed former Horry County Police Chief Sandra Rhodes to retire early.
After days of officials not returning our calls or saying they had no comment on who approved the more than $60,000 payment, we sent News 13's Taylor Herlong to today's public safety meeting where she pushed county leaders for answers. Taylor.
We told you yesterday that at least 5 county council members did not know about the county's decision to pay Rhodes to retire early. Today, the public safety chair, Al Allen, told me it was a deal negotiated between Rhodes and the county administrator.
All in favor, aye.
During Wednesday's public safety meeting, the agenda was changed to begin the meeting with an executive session.
The questions that's going to be asked about how the decision arrived and who made these decisions.
Tuesday, County Council member Paul Prince spoke openly with me, saying he would take questions to county leaders after he and other council members were not told about the deal made with former police chief Sandra Rhodes. The county paid the state's retirement system more than $60,000 to allow Rhodes to retire with full benefits 19 months before she was eligible.
Bring it to us at the next meeting.
So, after the meeting, I asked Prince if his questions were answered, and he said,
I guess I can't answer that because I don't want to get sued.
I asked Chair of the Public Safety Committee who decided the county would pay for Rhodes' retirement.
That's a personnel matter that was negotiated out between her and the county administrator, and so I don't. So I've not really got a bad sinus infection. I really don't feel like talking.
Well, did you know?
Much right now.
Do you know why the county council wouldn't know about it?
Because it's a personnel issue, and with our council to county administrative form of government, the county administrator is responsible for all hiring and firing, employment type issues within the county.
So I asked Horry County Administrator Chris Eldridge why he made the deal.
Don't comment on personnel.
It's not a personnel matter if it's taxpayer money.
It's a personnel matter.
So why would council not know about it? You're not going to comment on that either?
Personnel matter.
Okay.
Right now, I'm waiting on information to show whether the decision to pay Rhodes to retire early should only have to go through the county administrator and not be voted on by council. As soon as I get that answer, You'll get it right here on News 13. Reporting for News 13, I'm Taylor Herlong.
Yet taking a break from the field. In fact, the players were already back out on the field at Springsbrook Stadium today, but this time they're using their skills to give back. News 13's Taylor Herlong was out there all day with the guys, and I guess they were pretty excited, weren't they, Taylor?
Bob, excited is probably an understatement there. This week is Coastal's annual summer baseball camp, but a few things are a little different this year. Number one, the team's now number one in the nation with a new championship under its belt. And number two, the camp was completely sold out because kids from all over our area are in Conway this week because they say they want to learn from the best.
Whether you're into baseball,
go team, go team, go team,
or not,
favorite player? I don't know all their names.
When the national champs come together for batting practice, kids of all ages say you better be there.
Because those players that played are actually here.
The big names. Who's your favorite player?
Andrew Beckwith.
That brought home the title.
They know they're with the national champions, and there's no better place to have it than in Conway.
Say for the young kids, it's all about the experience.
What'd you think when you walked out here?
I thought, I did not imagine this.
A chance to step from behind the screen onto the field. It's something these kids say they dream of.
The kids are probably the most fun part because they really look up to you and they want to be in your position someday. So it's a special moment to be able to talk to all the kids.
Special moment for those kids too. Those players told me they had more people sign up for this camp than they ever had in the past. They say aside from the national championship, they credit the growth of the school and the athletics department as a whole at CCU. Reporting for News 13, I'm Taylor Herlong.